Hey, awesome you. I am so excited because in the next few minutes I'm going to show you exactly why your customers are going to be going raving mad in 2 weeks time. That is on the 10th of March, which is a Tuesday. And the reason is that I have right here something that is quite possibly just as awesome as you, and I'm going to do a quick demo. This is Aladin, the software that we launch on the 10th of March. And this is the strategy tab, which allows you and your users to drag their way to page 1 of Google just by clicking, dragging, dropping, and then they will rank. So what we have here basically are the icons of high authority Web 2.0 sites and bookmarking sites, and you can also use this for WordPress PBN. So that one there is a PBN. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set a URL that I want to build my backlinks to. So I'll just go there and I'll type in a URL, and let's use good old Google because they always like some high quality backlinks, don't they? So we'll send that to google.com because this is a demo. Okay, so that is Google, and if we check over there, that will show the URL, which is Google. Okay, so the next thing now is to basically set up the backlinking strategy that we are going to use. So I like to use, say, Blogspot because Google likes that. So we just drag Blogspot to the target, and that is one. Then I like to have loads of PBNs in my tier 1. This is actually multi-tiered backlinking. So we've got Blogspot PBN. Let's add in Live Journal. Then the rest I think will be PBNs. Let me add 2 PBNs. Okay, so 2 PBNs, and that would be basically 5 hubs on tier 1. You could have as many or as few as you want. So for tier 2, I'm going to use Live Journal here. Okay, and then I like to use Digio, which is like a bookmarking. For tier 3, same thing, Delicious. Okay, and I could also add other hubs on each tier, but I want to keep this really short, so I'm going to stop here. So now I'm quite lazy. So instead of doing the same thing for all these tier 1 hubs, what I'm going to do is just I'll copy this. Okay, and then I'll come here and I'll paste. Boom, you see that is done. Paste here. Boom, that is done for Lazy Oz. Boom, that is done for Lazy Oz. And boom, that is done for Lazy Oz. Then what I can go is basically I can say remove that one because I don't want all of them to be identical. I could remove that one, then maybe take something else, maybe Instapaper, and put that there. Okay, and let's say, oh no, I don't want Instapaper there, I want it to point to this one, I want this one to have 3, so I just drag it there. Boom, and that is it. Can you do this with any other software? I don't think so. Right, so I've done that and everything is set up now, and the next thing I want to do is set up my content and my profiles. Okay, although these can use the default profiles, but let's basically set up profiles because you can use multiple profiles with Aladin. So I'll go here, click, and I'll select a profile. So I've got 3 set up here, so let's use demo profile. Do you want to use it for all hubs or all child hubs or only those with that profile? Well, the same thing, so I'll say all child hubs, but you can actually go into each hub or each tree and set the profile that you want. So that can go into profile, and I'll say let's use that on. And do you want this for the child hubs? Let's say yes. Okay, and then that would replace all of that one to all of them to that done. Okay, so profile set up with a few clicks. Next thing, let's go to content. Right, I've already saved some content here, so what I can do is basically drag and drop my content, one piece of content, and we'll teach your customers how to turn one article into hundreds of unique articles. Okay, so I'll say yes for all child hubs. Okay, do the same thing for, say, this one. Then the rest, I'll just drag them to the target and use those for all the other tiers. Okay, right. And what you'll notice is that when we add content, there's a C on the top of the hub. So you've got C there, but no C's there. But watch what happens when I click here. Right, you can see they've all got C's. So we've set up the hubs, which constitute the strategy. We've created or added the profiles that we want to use. We've added content. The next thing we need to do is to strategize. Okay, this takes a bit of time. So what I'll do basically is I'll get rid of some of these trees so that we don't have too many of them. Okay, and just do it for these ones. Or let's remove this one, which has to remove. Okay, so I'll click strategize now, and what you'll notice is that when we click strategize, all these arrows will turn to orange or yellow depending on how colorblind or not you are, and then they'll turn green as each hub is successfully syndicated, as well as the hub themselves. So just watch what happens. Right, so that has turned green. Everything is orange or yellow, then they turn green, both the arrows and the hubs themselves. Okay, so tier 1 all done. So tier 2, live journal done, live journal done. And this can actually be faster. There's a setting to make it faster, but we don't need to do that now. So tier 2 all done, tier 3 is done, or well, will be done in the next few seconds. And what I'll do now is, imagine if you're using typical backlinking software and you make a mistake and you click the submit button. Well, let me show you the report. Okay, I'm gonna blank out the URLs that it's going to. Okay, but that's the report there. Okay, but let's go back here now. That shows you the hubs, the profiles, the tiers, the targets, and the URLs which we've blanked out. But let's say, oh, we made a mistake and we forgot to maybe use one PBN that we wanted to. Okay, so we can go back to our hubs, select the PBN that we want, and let's say that was our third PBN. I'll go there and I'll set the profile to Wizard of Oz, and then we can just say copy that. I don't want to copy this out. No, I won't do that because that has already backlinks. So what I'll do, well, you understand, but let me just copy Instapaper and use that as my tier 2. Then I can syndicate, and it will basically syndicate just the ones that we didn't syndicate before. Okay, sorry that I forgot to add content. So let's go and add content. Right, so we'll add content there. Use that and say yes. Okay, then we syndicate, and right, so that will syndicate. So you saw how easy this was, okay? But in my mind, this still takes a lot of time, and I like to do things even faster if possible. So what you can also do is save your strategy so that next time you don't have to come and reinvent the wheel. So I can save this, okay? Sorry, I can save it. I can have to go to the strategies tab here and save it. So let's just say this is strat 3 because I've got 2 others there. Okay, so strat 3, you can give it any name you want, but I've just used strat. Right, so let's get rid of this. So let's say we're starting from scratch now. So I'll remove all hubs. That's a blank canvas. So rather than having to drag and drop all that stuff, I can just drag in any of the strats here. Let's use strat 3. Okay, there's no current strategy, but if there was, you would have to click yes, and then boom, that comes up, and then you would add in your content and set up your profiles and go through the same thing in even less time than before. But if you like doing things, you know, semi-manually, then you can do that every time you come in. Then you'd drag and drop all the hubs that you wanted to use. Right, so what I've shown you basically, we've got like various different editions. Okay, so what I've shown you, some of the features will not be in all editions, but I just wanted you to get a feel for the magic that will be happening on the 10th of March. Right, this is us signing off now, and speak to you very, very soon.